I thought for a while about why Leona had transformed and then swiftly had gone to sleep. In such an odd place, no less. But since she had left no note, I thought it mustn't be of any grave importance. Surely she'd wake eventually and tell us. Balkus didn't seem too bothered. He'd spend the morning up there, sniffing around the attic, keeping her company it would seem, but by supper he was down with us, appetite and all, reminding me to stock up on sardines, following Simon on his walks on occasion. Simon was listless, understandably. He'd go down to the fairy ring nearly every day, but I didn't feel right to join him. There was something nagging at me, something that made me fear the place's magic, an anxious awe I couldn't shake. In our restless ennui, our cooking greatly increased. We made gratin, tomate farci. Simon bought a pasta maker, and after a few dozen essays, we finally got it right. Simon drank red wine in front of me happily after I assured him that it didn't matter to me. Something had changed. Somehow I knew that I wouldn't be going back. A fool's wisdom if I were to believe my old sponsors, but something had truly changed. What was it? Something to do with forgiveness. Something to do with giving up on revenge. Something that I had released within my fists on Dracunin's face. My origin had died long ago, along with Leona's origin. They were somewhere in the depths of the ocean, among wreckage and pirate treasure, two skeletons with suitably long incisors leaning amongst the detritus of the great blue-green underwater jungle. But I was a vampire, because revenge had captured my heart long before I had experienced all that I had experienced. The violence and the drama was a mask for what lay underneath. That of a boy, robbed of his youth, his family, uncertain what he should truly blame for it all. How can one seek revenge on a hurricane, on a tornado, on injustice and war and cruelty that guides men's souls like a magnet upon scattered ore? I heard thunder, then lightning, smattering of rain, then, clear as day, the sun struck through the window pane like revelation. An hour or so later, as I was having tea, a green jasmine varietal, and consuming a whole sleeve of oatcakes, Simon came in.
Hey.
Howdy.
So, I need a drink of water.
He filled one, drank one, filled another, and drank that as well.
I did it.
You'll have to be more specific. I haven't the slightest what you've been up to these days, you know.
Right. Well, so I've been going to the circle, the ring, you know, trying to find a way again. You know, I didn't think it was possible without Netto there, without Dracunin maybe, Brea too, possibly. I brought my radio, I tried that, but that wasn't how it happened, so just as I was about to give up, there was a little bit of stormy clouds overhead, and well, I'm not sure how I did it, but I did it. It took all my concentration, but I got the lightning to strike just once, and then it was gone, but a bullseye right in the middle of the circle.
Ah, I heard. And so?
Well, I thought you'd be more impressed. So, I mean, nothing. It's not like Netto's here, is it?
Sorry, I don't mean to.
No, sorry. It's fine. I'm just exhausted now.
Did anything happen in the circle?
No, I charred a few leaves. It's almost nothing. It's like I dented a little hole in the ground. Still, I stuck my hand in there. It was hot still, but anyway, I'll try again.
I felt bad for not giving Simon the support he was craving, but I was hardly adept at such a thing. Still, he mostly seemed tired. And so 14 hours later, he was still sleeping. Worried, I brought him some bread, some broth, some cheese, and a glass of water, and shook him a little to wake him. He sat up, ate a few bites, got up to use the loo, and then went back to sleep. 6 hours later, he was still asleep. and I couldn't sleep a wink myself. Balkus alternated between Leona's coffin box and Simon, and I felt restless and suddenly missed Netto a great deal. I hadn't been down to the ring in a long while. I noticed it was a full moon. The sky was still and clear. Balkus saw me off at the door, wide-eyed, pensive almost. I gave him a little wave. I barely had a thought in my head as I headed downhill, through the long shadow of the mount, caressing the chaff of the fields in reverence to the moon. Especially bright, it would seem. The village was quiet, too. A few familiar homes were shuttered as if off on vacation somewhere. A single light was outside the market, and then it extinguished. I heard a hollow hum from somewhere. I looked down the corridor, walked towards the ring. There was a figure there. As I approached, it turned, giving me pause for more than a moment. It was a knight, all in red, from face to toe, an armor foreign and seemingly ancient, articulated and ribbed, and somehow as red can be, as red as blood and passion's kiss. The knight, as it were, stood. I could not see their eyes. I assumed, he was not my height, but near it with his casque. I paced and approached the circle. He approached as well. Hello? Hello? It was then I realized as I approached the ring that an energy was pushing outwards. As I tried to make my way closer, a great magnetic force prevented me from crossing into it. The figure seemed to regard me. Then I noticed what it was holding, a tiny creature. A rabbit, white as snow. It looked paralyzed. The knight approached the edge of the circle. It extended its hand outward with the rabbit until I could just reach, and I took the rabbit in my hands and fell backwards, the little thing falling on my chest, not unlike Agatha had that first time. And when I looked up, the night was gone, and a breeze slid through the ring and scattered leaves everywhere until I felt like I'd been dreaming. As I looked at the rabbit, it just barely seemed to wake, smelling me. I noticed that his eyes were clouded over, possibly blind. I made a fresh fire and left the rabbit in Balkus's care, who seemed keen on grooming it, and the rabbit seemed not to mind. I found some stray veggies and a few oatcakes, and with little memory of doing so, I went and fell on my bed, fully clothed. When I awoke, Simon was still sleeping. Leona was still sleeping, of course. And the rabbit was curled in the hollow of Balkus's crook by the petering fire. It was sunrise. There was a wild wind clacking the shutters until I went to close them.
Oh, so... Did I scare you?
You surprised me. I don't scare that easily. Sleep well?
I think so. How long was I out?
Best not to think about it. Probably was reason for it. Actually.
Whoa, is that a rabbit?
Mm-hmm. Seems your powers did more than you thought. Leaving the rabbit in Balkus's care, we took a walk down to the fairy ring. However, there was nothing there, and the force field, or whatever it was, wasn't in effect either. There was barely anything even recognizable where the dent in the force floor had been.
So, like a medieval knight? Did he have any weapons?
Nope, just the rabbit. Strange armor, not like anything I'd ever seen before. Almost insect-like.
And he didn't speak, he just gave you the rabbit. Do you think it could be Agatha?
No, definitely not. We could communicate telepathically. I'm quite certain if she were anywhere near, I would hear from her. This is something or someone else.
Someone. You think the rabbit is one of us?
I have a sense, yes. But nothing we can do about that. Changelings are on their own time. The animal kingdom is much too soothing, I think. Balkus would describe it like a reverie. Like being in a piece of music, he said once, that wasn't done until it was done. Huh. The rabbit warmed to us, seemed to find its way around by hearing perhaps, or by smell. Still, it didn't go far from Balkus, nor Balkus from it. I couldn't say why I was certain this was no ordinary rabbit. Something in the knight's demeanor as it handed it to me, as if it was entrusting me something that belonged to me, that was how it felt. Like they'd been on a terribly long journey and had been relieved to reach the end. Did Netto have something to do with it? Was it a message of sorts? Still, its presence felt hopeful. If it had come from the same place, there was a way, there must be.
It's an instinct, Harry. What I once would have called art, I now apply to the path forward. Where the matter meets the method, where imagination meets necessity. It's walking a tightrope of sorts. How best can I explain it? Between the waking brain and the somewhat sleeping one. Between the moon and this place where we make our every daily mistake, where we howl for healing and where that healing will consume us whole like the magic of the forest, the fountain. Both worlds are here, I think, layered on each other. And all I need to do is awake, or perhaps convince myself that I should sleep. I'm rambling. This is just how I'm thinking these days.
Netto had said. There was a method to his madness. There had been to Agatha's too, but she had sought to change the world of men. And Netto was trying to find a way to understand our own, our place in it. There was heavy fate involved, I could feel it, and greater things at work. I could only trust him as he felt open-hearted, and I could only trust myself in trusting him by the sense I had of my own heart doing its own work. I think, what did I know? All I knew was that to let go, to leave behind, dare I say, to forgive, was perhaps to find some semblance of forgetting. Time was here for us, and we must avail of what we have. That night, I had a dream, or else something different happened to me. When I lifted my head from my pillow, there in the corner of the room by the light of the moon was, sitting perfectly still on a small wicker chair, the Red Knight. He perceived me and turned his casque, his head, with the slightest metal twinge when I perceived him. I sat up, perhaps a little scared, though my fear was at the amount of gratitude I felt that he was there.
Hello. Sorry to wake you. Am I awake? I wanted so much to speak to you before, but I did not speak your language, and I thought it best not to make a sound before I had completed my task.
You mean the rabbit? Why do you speak my language now?
Something to do with this castle here. Is this your castle?
In a sort, yes.
I haven't been inside a place like this in who knows how long. I wanted to come back while I could before I had to go back. I'm delaying my return as I don't know what will change after I return. Is the rabbit all right?
Yes, she's fine. What do you know of her?
So you know it's a her. She found me where I'd been stationed a very long time. Such a long time, I think I've been forgotten about, and although it was not in my orders, I felt pity for her, and so I allowed her egress. A great betrayal of my purpose. I took her through and below. I hid her from the others we came across. We were lucky. A great adventure in a way. Not far, but the furthest I've been in a long time. And at the very least, I get to have this chance at seeing the outside, even if I'm only here by your will.
By my will.
You'll take good care of her then. I think perhaps we were related once, so that by that I mean we came from similar lands. She talked to me in a similar accent to my mother. Not that my mother is still alive, I don't think.
Who are you?
I haven't any of that, sir. That's been given away long ago. I only have the brief bit of will to do what I did. And I will pay the price, I will.
Who will make you pay it? The Red Knight paused, looked around the room. like he was hesitant to answer.
I'm grateful I got to see a room such as this. Where I am, where I've been is mostly shapeless, like a cave, like water, like falling water, like a sense that rises or falls, attack or retreat. I am simply to be what my armor suggests, a threat to any that approaches.
You're a prisoner, then?
No, I'm a knight. I will always have that dignity, but sometimes there is little difference, and perhaps I won't be as much of one when I return. There's good and bad there.
What would you tell me, then?
I simply wanted to see you again. Check on the rabbit if I could. I don't think I have much time left. I just wanted to say thanks. It would have been a sad ending to simply be stuck there. Sad for the little rabbit. She sacrificed a lot to get there. Perhaps that's what you should know. She sacrificed a lot.
All right, thank you. I hope you return in peace.
We wait. Peace will approach us someday.
Sorry to disturb your rest. I will just sit here a little bit in silence if you allow me.
And so we did. And so in a matter of moments he faded by the slow phasing of the moon's light. And I awoke, unknowing I had been sleeping, truly, though I remembered most of what we had spoken of. I don't know why, but I didn't feel right about telling Simon about it. As if I would be betraying the knight's confidence, as if I would be risking his return to safety, wherever he came from. I only regretted that I didn't talk to him about Netto or Agatha, but that was what made me feel I wasn't quite awake, as the conversation seemed out of my control. When I went for breakfast, I noticed the rabbit was considerably more active. It ate ravenously of everything we took from the icebox, which made us determined to go out to market. Balkis took the rabbit by the nape of the neck like a kitten and dragged it out to the front entrance, and we watched as they both got some air. Balkis protectively looking after the rabbit, who seemed to have a good sense of its surroundings, despite its blindness.
How about Alice? Like Alice in Wonderland? Or maybe Allie, or Al, so that Brea can't accuse us of being gendered.
What?
Never mind, just a bad joke.
Any news of Brea?
No.
We stopped by the ring before going to market, walked around it absent-mindedly. Simon twisted a cigarette between his fingers but didn't light it. We got carrots, a dark cabbage, a light cabbage or lettuce, a few peppers, and some more oatcakes along with sardines and balsamic to make a salad for ourselves. I carried it all as Simon ungenerously went ahead and smoked. Finally returned and liberated me of a bag.
Hey, Harry. So, how does it, feel to age? Or, how does it work? Honestly, never thought to ask until now.
Well, let's say, putting aside how different everyone is, for me it was strange. I think in reflection, sad. Like the last bit of my humanness going, you know?
And the glamour. When did you start, when do most vampires start using it?
Yeah, I think it's personal, but generally I think most, I don't know. I guess one day you look yourself in the mirror and then it just kind of happens. You have time not to think about that.
Sure, I was just wondering. And what about you? Why didn't you want to look younger? Even younger, I mean.
I don't know. I think because I was a captain, out of wanting to be respected, I suppose.
So it varies.
Yes, I would say so, from what I understand widely. Some older vampires would relish in looking old, some can't stand it. Some will change more often, but it requires some forethought. Aside from Netto, who has the ability to change in an instant.
What about Agatha?
She had difficulty changing at all. After dinner, we took Balkis and the rabbit to Black Sheep Hill. The wind picked up as the sun set over the western highlands, suggestive and sinister colors, in contrast to the cool warmth of the grassy hills. I wish Leona wasn't sleeping. We'd almost feel complete with her here, or at least not so alone. I picked up the little rabbit, and it sat steady on my shoulder and groomed itself, looking quite a bit different, quite a bit more relaxed and happy. Balkis approached the sheep until they scattered fearfully. I wished the Red Knight peace. We wait. Sometimes it's the best we can do.